Hello. Welcome to Department of Mathematics Virtual Commencement Ceremony. My name is Sasha Kirillov. I'm the chair of the Math department. And of course, I never thought that my job as the chair would actually include giving commencement ceremony over Zoom. But unfortunately, we don't have a choice. I would also like to say that, of course, we will hold a regular commencement ceremony in December. And we would like to invite all our graduates who are here today to come back in December in person and join us for a proper commencement ceremony when we can shake your hand and give you the diploma. But we thought it is important to have a ceremony right now at the end of the semester because we realize that not everyone is able to come back in December, and it is important to celebrate your achievements. All of you have worked very hard for this day. Undergraduate student, master student, PhD student, students in our Teacher Ed program. You work hard, and we are very proud of your achievement, and we wanted to celebrate it even if we have to do it over Zoom. So let me tell you a little bit about the procedure, how this whole thing will be organized. So as you can see, we are doing it streaming live over Zoom. We are also doing live streaming over YouTube. I expect all of you have received emails with the invitation and with the instructions how to join either Zoom meeting or YouTube stream. And I hope that you also forwarded these emails to all your friends and family so they can join us and be with us today. And we will run our ceremony. We will read the names of all our graduates. Well, we cannot really give you the diploma, but we'll do the next best thing. So we'll show every student's photo, or if you have chosen to send us a short clip of yourself, we'll do that and show that in place of you coming to the podium to get the diploma. So we'll read all the names, we'll give all the awards, we'll read all the honors. Our faculty will say all the good things they want to say about you. And at the end of this, we will actually go to live to a Zoom meeting when you have a chance to actually talk to your favorite professor or talk to your friends, take some selfies, and, well, share a little bit about this moment. I'm not sure how it will work with so many students, with so many people trying to talk to each other, but I think we'll manage. We are organizing some breakout rooms, so I think it will work. But the first thing we are going to hear today is a short lecture. It is a tradition of the department that even during the commencement ceremony, we will actually do a little bit of math. Not too much, don't be scared, especially friends and family. I know you came here for celebration rather than math. But I thought that a short mathematical moment would actually be helpful. And I'm not doing it myself. Instead, we have asked one of our graduates, Kevin Sackle, to give such a lecture. So Kevin is in a unique position because not only he is our graduate, he graduated from Stony Brook several years ago, and then he got his PhD from MIT, and now he is back to Stony Brook as a faculty, as a postdoctoral fellow in the Department of Mathematics. So he has seen the math department from both sides as an undergraduate student and as a faculty. So I think he is best equipped to say a couple of words for our graduates and welcome you to this ceremony. So, Kevin Sackle.
Hello from virtual Stony Brook University. These are certainly very bizarre times. It's very weird to be giving this speech without an actual audience there. So if at any point I say any jokes, please laugh as loud as you can so that there's no dead air. It'll make me feel better in spirit. Well, anyways, on with the speech proper. Only 7 years ago, I was sitting in your shoes, about to graduate from Stony Brook. I was an undergrad here. I'm back now as a faculty member, as a postdoc. So Stony Brook really runs through my veins. And just like you, I was sitting through my commencement 7 years ago, wondering all sorts of super important questions like, what is a sea wolf? And am I ever going to be able to grow facial hair? By the way, the answers to those are, I don't think anybody knows what a seawolf is, and probably not at this point. But like many of you, I was also wondering where I'd be in 10 years. I had this romantic image of myself as an incredibly famous and handsome math professor. You know, tweed jackets with the elbow patches, obviously. Not sure what I was thinking about the fame part. It's kind of difficult to do that as a math professor. But it's okay to dream and to keep dreaming. I'm still 3 years away, by the way, from that 10-year mark. So at the very least, there's plenty of time to buy tweed. Well, even though it's only been 7 years since I received my bachelor's, I do enjoy going around and pretending like I've developed some deep sense of wisdom in the meantime. I'll have to pretend harder for those of you receiving a PhD. I only received mine less than a year ago myself. And I guess if you've taken a class with me and you've heard some of the dumb jokes that I pepper into those lectures, I'll have to pretend even harder. Regardless, I'm very happy to be giving this speech at your graduation. And first and foremost, I should say, congratulations. Your degree, whether it's a bachelor's or a master's or a PhD, is no small feat. It represents all those hours and hours and hours of studying, all those late night caffeine infusions to keep you awake just a little bit longer, all those pesky details of those pesky proofs. You worked extremely hard to be here, and I applaud your success. As you move forward from today, I'd like you to consider your voice, your perspective, your angle with regards to the world around you and your career and your values. It's the most important aspect of you, regardless of what you decide to do from this point forward. Maybe, like me, some of you will go down the road of academia, or maybe you'll be a teacher, or maybe you'll work in finance or biotech or for Google, or maybe you won't do something involving math at all. Maybe you'll be an artist or a writer or a social worker. All of these are totally valid, but in each of them, finding your voice will be to your advantage. It's the most useful distinguishing feature between you and the next person, and it's how you'll most naturally be able to affect society. Your degree in math can be a very useful puzzle piece in helping you craft your angle. One of the things you'll find out quickly, I mean, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't already, is that most people don't understand why anyone would ever choose to study mathematics, much less what math even means. To most people, even the mention of the word feels like springing blindfolded off a diving board into a pool of confusion. It makes for a lot of bizarre conversations, honestly. When I tell people I'm a mathematician, the responses range from, oh, I was good or bad at that in high school, to, are you a genius, to, yuck, I always hated that. I've always felt that all these answers were completely misguided. To that point, I once heard an apocryphal story that went something like this. There was a grad student on a train holding a copy of a textbook by the mathematician J.P. Sayre. And the textbook was called A Course in Arithmetic. Builds up to some pretty advanced topics like modular forms, which I'm not a mathematician that studies modular forms, so I don't know much about that. Well, anyways, another writer saw the title of the book and commented to this grad student, said, arithmetic? Gosh, I remember learning that in middle school. It was pretty difficult. See, that is to say that even if you, like me, don't know about modular forms, you've developed a unique perspective unshared by the overwhelming majority of the population, which is great. Use that to your advantage. Let it be a part of your being. One of the most famous problems, or pieces of mathematical pop culture, I should say, goes by the name of the Monty Hall problem, which I'm sure that many of you have heard of, but for the people in the audience who haven't, let me explain it. So for about 30 years, this guy named Monty Hall hosted a game show called Let's Make a Deal. And what happened was there was a big studio audience of adults dressed in these ridiculous Halloween type costumes. And they were hoping that their costumes were sort of ridiculous enough, I guess, to get the attention of the producers of the show so that they'd be contestants and so that they could win actual prizes or money. Well, there's a mathematical problem based off the show, and it's as follows. You're a contestant on Let's Make a Deal, and in front of you are 3 doors. Behind 2 of them is a goat, and behind the last is a brand new car. Obviously, for the sake of simplicity, you want the car, you don't want the goat. But you don't know which door is hiding the car. So you make a random choice. You say, I choose door number 1. At that point, Monty then says, well, I can reveal to you that behind door number 2, there is a goat. And then he asks, well, do you want to stick with door number 1 or switch to door number 3? It seems like a coin flip, right? Sort of, if this is the first time you've seen it, you think, well, it's either door number 1 or door number 3, so I've got a 50-50 shot. But actually, that's not the case at all. You see, once you picked that first door, Monty's never going to reveal the car in the second go. He's always going to want to make it interesting. So actually, the only way that door number 1 could have been right was if it was right on your first pick. In other words, with a 1/3 shot. So actually, if you switch over to door number 3, you now have a 2/3 chance of winning a car, which is, you should do that. See, prior knowledge very directly affects probabilities, and this idea is codified in a result which goes by the name of Bayes' theorem. Now, if you've seen Let's Make a Deal, that's not how the show works, and honestly, it's not really the point I'm trying to make. Besides, it's very unlikely that you'll be on a game show anytime soon, though if you are on a show where math might be helpful, like, for example, I was watching a really not very good game show recently called The Wall, then please use math to your advantage, because gosh, do I get frustrated when I watch those contestants. But the real point I want to make is that sometimes probability and statistics, even in the real world, can seem extremely counterintuitive. Especially in these past 2 months, we've been bombarded with numbers after numbers after numbers in the media, and they range wildly in their accuracy. These are bizarre times for sure, but they're also fundamentally mathematical times. And even a cursory understanding of exponential growth, logistic regression, R-naught values, and our favorite, Bayes' theorem, will give you a more cohesive view of how and why some mathematical models are accurate and others aren't. You've been given the tools to grasp each of these concepts, and it's up to you to use your knowledge to stay informed and to wean through misinformation. As part of understanding your voice, you also get to decide how involved you are in society. In today's world, that could mean thoroughly understanding the mathematical details of the pandemic and attempting to act as a shepherd for truth. Even when there isn't a virus disrupting the activities of the world, there is an important place in society and politics for mathematics and science in general. For that reason, your voice is particularly important, and it's up to you to decide how loudly you speak up for the good of others around you. Let me tell you a little about how my own voice has developed. It's gotten deeper over time, but other than that, I find myself somewhat lucky in that I was drawn to math from a very young age. My parents had both been math majors themselves once upon a time, and they would always encourage me with all sorts of mathematical puzzles and tidbits. On one homework problem in first grade, I remember I tried to subtract a bigger number from a smaller one. I put the smaller one on top and the bigger one and put the minus sign, and they got stuck. And instead of simply telling me the bigger one always has to go on top, my mom told me about the existence of negative numbers in first grade. When I was in second grade, my dad would write me these ridiculously long order of operations, PEMDAS problems with, say, 10 pairs of parentheses. And in fifth grade, he taught me SOHCAHTOA, those trigonometric rules on a train into the big city, long before I had, ever encountered a trigonometry syllabus. For me, math was always this big and bold and most of all, fun world. And everything I saw around me was through a certain mathematical lens. In my time as an undergrad at Stony Brook, my lens continued to develop. As you now know, math isn't really about formulas and equations. There are papers in number theory which barely seem to have anything to do with numbers at all. Instead, it's really a certain pursuit for knowledge, where the more you learn, the more beautiful and vast and artistic the landscape appears. So the more time passes, the more that I find my mathematical lens has become more and more decorative and has helped me to appreciate and understand art and philosophy and science in general. Given the power of math in my life, it should come as no surprise that I'm a firm believer that mathematics doesn't need to be portrayed as this abstract outcast, as this obtuse and esoteric subject for the general populace to be frightened of. If we can break that stereotype, then our society would benefit immensely from it. And in studying math, in many ways, you've already seen how that can happen. Mathematics is a pivotal part of having a holistic understanding of the world around us. And this tenet is a large part of where I find my voice. It's why whenever I have a class to teach, I spend hours and hours crafting lecture notes and really focusing on making sure that my course is as good as it can be. In that vein, I've always been a bit interested in how to communicate math to a general audience. I grew up watching Michio Kaku and Brian Greene explain the mysteries of the cosmos on the Discovery Channel and the Science Channel, and for some reason that I still don't understand, the History Channel. But, you know, it always seemed to be physics on those programs, almost never pure math. And I've always been interested in pushing for public math to have a larger audience. Not that it doesn't exist, especially today, but at least back when I was in middle school and high school, in the pre-YouTube and pre-everyone and their dog has a blog renaissance, it was a lot less common as far as I can tell. Well, last August, I received a forwarded email with the subject line, "Last chance to sign up to present your research at Postdoc Spotlight." If you can't tell, there was an exclamation mark at the end of that. You see, a clerical error had placed me in a position of a one-day decision. Would I sign up for this competition I had never heard of before? Despite the fact that exclamation marks and emails kind of frightened me a little bit, I decided rather impulsively that this was absolutely the kind of thing I was all in for. The next day, I mentioned my haphazard decision to a colleague of mine, explaining that I'd have to try to break down my research, pure math, to a lay audience. He asked, "How long is the presentation?" I said, "I don't know, an hour." Obviously, I hadn't read over the website thoroughly or even given it a legitimate cursory glance. And I only wish there was a picture of the horror on my face when I discovered later that day that my presentation would have to be a measly 5 minutes. I'm imagining now a young Macaulay Culkin after he slaps on his dad's aftershave. Fittingly, that character's name is Kevin, and I used to look just like him. Well, with regards to my talk, there were two things that were important to me. The first was that it legitimately had to be about my own research, as opposed to being purely expository. The second was that I wanted to present it with a certain level of integrity. Of course, I would have to sweep some details under the rug, but I really didn't want to misconstrue what I was saying. This was quite a challenge, and I felt no small dose that's a pre-written line. I felt no small dose of self-doubt that I could possibly end up with a sub 5-minute talk, which adhered to both of these principles. In the end, I delivered the best 4-minute and 57-second presentation I could have imagined, relying heavily upon an analogy between Lego, yes, those little building blocks you used to play with as a kid, which cause a ridiculous amount of agony if you step on them with your bare feet, and an area of mathematics called Morse theory, which you might have heard of or might not. You see, I study some complicated objects, but just like Lego, which is the correct plural of Lego, by the way, you can build them out of easy to understand sets of pieces. So if you hand me some pieces and an instruction book for how to snap them together, then in theory, I can understand everything about the complicated object. I'm still early in my career, but I know firmly that many of my future efforts will be devoted to public outreach. This is really just the start. For those of you who are to become teachers, and I've talked to a few of you, I know you share this value, and I really thank you for your commitment to educating the next generation of innovators and dreamers. And for others of you, maybe that's not your voice at all, and that's totally fine. Maybe you're a worker bee and you find joy in having your hand in as many projects as possible. Or maybe you're a really deep thinker and whatever your output is, it's always of the highest quality. Whatever your voice sounds like, let it sing clear for everyone to hear. Congratulations on your graduation and good luck in your future pursuits, wherever they may take you. Thank you.
I'm Samuel Gruszewski, the Graduate Program Director at Stony Brook University Mathematics Department. We're very pleased to recognize with Chairman's Award some of our graduating PhD students and continuing PhD students. The Chairman's Award for Excellence in Teaching by a first or second year doctoral student is awarded to our second year student, Emily Schall. Congratulations, Emily. Chairman's Award for Excellence in Teaching by a graduate student receiving the PhD degree is awarded to Marlon de Oliveira Gomes. Congratulations, Marlon. The Chairman's Award for Outstanding Research by a graduate student receiving the PhD degree is awarded to Yu Han Sun. Congratulations to Yu Han.
Hello, guys. I hope you and your families are doing well. I have the honor of presenting the Joseph and Virginia Roller Award for Excellence in Teaching by a graduating student in the Teacher Education Program. The recipient for this award must have strong GPA, be recommended by former professors and instructors, have strong evaluations from cooperating teachers, and involved in extracurricular activities in teaching. The recipient of this award is Jenny Wren. Congratulations, Jenny.
The Department of Mathematics is proud to award the following PhD degrees. PhD to Yu Han Sun for dissertation on Lagrangian submanifolds near Lagrangian spheres, advised by Professor Kenji Fukaya. Congratulations, Yu Han.
Hello, everyone. I'm Yu Han.
PhD to Marlon de Oliveira Gomes with dissertation on anti-self-dual matrix from the geometry of plane conics, advised by Professor Claude Lebrun. Congratulations, Marlon. PhD to John Sheridan with dissertation on divisor varieties and syzygies of Hilbert schemes of points, advised by Professor Robert Lazarsfeld. Congratulations, John. PhD to Mu Zhao for dissertation on Stein manifolds with exotic boundaries, advised by Professor Mark McLean. Congratulations, Mu. These are all our PhD recipients this summer. We're also pleased to award the Master of Arts in Mathematics degrees to the following students. Huan Chen, congratulations, Huan, and Zhenming Liu. Congratulations, Zhenming.
Hi, I'm happy to introduce the recipients of the Master of Arts in Teaching Mathematics. Trevor Bernard, Dana D'Souza, Mary Elizabeth Guida, Lauren Lorifus, Veronica Matadero, Shannon Murphy, Michael Randazzo, Jenny Wren, Tyrell Ryan, Jessica Sherlock, and Jennifer Westwater. I'm very happy to introduce the recipients of the Master of Arts in Mathematics, the secondary teaching option. Rebecca Augenblick, Stephanie Bagley, Jessica Sitchy, Chris Kofi, Erica Smith, and Carly Tribby.
Hello, I'm Scott Sutherland, and I am the Undergraduate Program Director in the Mathematics Department, and I have the pleasure of presenting the Kuga Memorial Award to the undergraduates who have received it. This is an award named in honor of two professors from the Math Department, Professor Kuga and Professor Sa, and the recipients are chosen by the faculty as best exemplifying achievement in mathematics by students of each class. So the first award, the freshman award, goes to Heshen Hu. The sophomore award goes to Spencer Catalani. The junior award goes to Ajmain Yamin, with an honorable mention to Joy Hamlin. The senior award goes to Connor Stewart, with an honorable mention to Mazier Faharzad. I also am presenting the Stony Brook Foundation Award for Excellence in Mathematics, which goes to a student of any year who has shown exceptional performance in mathematics, and this year it goes to Maciej Wladek. Congratulations to all the award winners. It is my pleasure to read the names of the recipients of the Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. Some of these people got minors, but we love them all, so let's go. There are quite a few names, so please, you don't have to hold your applause because it's just you and I can't hear you, so here we go anyway. Alexander Agustin, Ruben Ailman, Ramil Aliskarov, Olga Aristova, Omar Azmi, Mary Barbarino, Salvinia Barsauskas, Brett Biersach, David Booth, Lynn T. Nokai, Brendan Campbell, Xavier Carlson, Xiaoying Chen, Wei Chen, Yuliang Chen, Shuyu Chen, Jeffrey Chu, Yang Chu, Chris Sintron, Thomas Connolly, Richard Cronin, Michael Dapolito, Christopher DeGrandel, Jayakoti Devon, David Diaz, Dylan DiCucci Capiello, Isaac Duarte.
Thank you for this opportunity, this degree. It means a lot to me.
Kieran Aiden, Mazier Faharzad, Sean Gao, Brandon Gontmacher, John Gonzalez, David Gulcharan, Jonathan Gorman, Yaotian Hu, Isabel Guido, Jingshu Han, Peiyu Han, Xingyuan He, Jeremy Hirsch, Shuai Hu, Min Huang, Shanting Huang, Daniel Humphreys, Robert Hunt III, Vincent Insinga, Julian Irving, Timothy John, Brandon Joza, Tanvir Khan, Aiden Kim, Brian Boris Kishinevsky, Anish Kumar, Wenjung Kung, Mirsini Lagu Maimaroglu, Shenying Lang, Derek Lanko, Minjing Li, Thomas Lei, Chunying Li, Lin Li, Jinzhang Li, Perrin Li, Tianyi Li, Jessica Lin, Yinxuan Lin, Yanyu Lin, Kunhui Wan, Shang Luo.
Hi!
Heather Lynch, Stephen Mao, Nicholas Miklav, Dandra Milian, Jingguo Peng.
Special 2020, happy special graduation.
Lauren Parada, Valentina Pogodina, Zheng Shi, Yiting Xu, Mohammed Rahman, Michael Randazzo, Sarah Remling, Jenny Wren, Anthony Rosado, Keegan Sabo, Eric Schieferstein, Morgan Schilling.
I'm so excited to be a part of the class of 2020. I just want to give a big shout out to my mom and dad for all their support through this process, and I can't wait to see where my future brings me.
Haley Schmidt, Abraham Spitalny, Moshe Stein, Matthew Stern, Connor Stewart.
Hello.
Yushen Su, Kanji Sun, Lei Sun, Amanda Us, Justin Vega, Richard Beshaj, Chungxing Wang, Yuming Wang, Pengyi Wang, Maciej Wlodek, Shanju Wu, Zihang Sha, Jingyi Shu, Shiwen Yang, Yushin Yang, Mina Yilan, Shenyang Yu, Yurong Yuan, Stephen Yun, Miao Zhang, William Zhang, Yangxi Zhang, Yidan Zhang, Yue Zhang, Weihao Zhao.
Hi, I just want to say thank you to every professor in math department.
Meixing Zhu, Xingqi Zhu, Jieyang Zhu, Mengting Zhu, Xiaoshuan Zhu. We are done. Congratulations to everyone. You made it, I made it, we all made it. Good. Yay!
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, so I believe that's almost the end of our ceremony. It was probably one of the most unusual graduation ceremonies I have seen, but whatever the form, the meaning is always the same. So this is the end of one stage for you. You received your degree, and the beginning of the other stage. I don't know what you will do from now. Where will you go? So some students will go to academia, some will go to the industry, some will become high school teachers. I don't know. There are many roads you can choose, but I do remember that whatever road you choose, you learn something not just about math in Stony Brook, but about beauty of math, about life. And I do hope very much that you will come back to us at some later moment and tell us about your life and what you had chosen. and maybe, share some of your opinions, some of your memories from your school years. And of course, we're always here. So whenever you want to reach to us to share something, to ask some questions, certainly we will be very much like to hear from you. Okay, so now at this moment, normally I would invite everyone outside of the large auditorium for some refreshments. Unfortunately, I cannot very well do it now because, well, even if I had refreshments for all of you outside my door, that's not really going to work over Zoom. So what we can do is the following. So we have over 100 people here in the meeting, and we cannot all talk at once. So what I suggest is the following. First of all, we have the chat window. For those who I expect by now, all students certainly have a lot of experience with Zoom, so you know how Zoom chat works. So if you want to say something to one of professors or to everyone, to make some comments, to say some thank you, or whatever else you want to say, well, the chat window is there, and you can use it. Second, we have created some so I do suggest that now would be a good time for you to test whether the chat window works. Second, we have created a number of breakout rooms. So if so what I'll probably do, I'll move some of our faculty to these breakout rooms. So if you want, so let me see who is here of our faculty. So we have certainly, so we have Julia Vero, we have Mark McLean, so we have Sam Gruszewski, we have Scott Sutherland. Who else? We have, so we had Chris, yes, so we have Chris Bishop. 1 second.
Moira Chess.
Oh, Moira, yes, yes. I almost forgot you, sorry. So we have all of these people. So
Kevin.
I'll move them to the breakout rooms, to different rooms. So if you want, for example, to go to a room and talk to Moira, or go to another room and talk to Scott or to Chris Bishop, well, maybe we can do it this way, and this way we'll avoid having 100 people trying to talk at once. And so let me see. At the moment it is done so that you cannot unmute yourself, but I have just changed this setting, so you should be able to unmute yourself if you go to the room, and so you would be able to talk there. So if you want to move to a breakout room, well, type it to me in chat, and I'll move you to that room. And let me just see. Yes, so let me start moving people around. So I'll move. Yeah, the big question is how I find people in the list of 100. That's a novel experience. So I'm moving. Okay. So I'm moving some people. So Chris, I have moved Chris Bishop to one of the breakout rooms. I'm moving. Where is Moira? Okay. Yeah. Hi, Chris. Yep. All right. And yes, okay. And so I'm moving people to the breakout room. Let's see if you guys want to go there. And so we have Chris, Moira. Where is Scott? Yes, Scott. Yeah. So okay. Mm-hmm.
And me as well.
Oh yeah, Ella, yeah. Yes. So let me move you to. Yes. So Alla is in room 4, and yes. So let's see.
I'm here too, Sasha.
Yeah. Okay, Kevin. Yes.
Yeah.
But also we can. All right. So, but okay. Let me scroll down all the way to Scott. Yes. Okay. So there is a number of breakout rooms with. So Chris Bishop, Moira Chas, Mark McLean, Alla, Scott Sutherland, and if and we can create more rooms if necessary. So if you guys want to go to one of these rooms, and I believe the only way I can do that if you actually type it in chat so that I can move you to the room. I'm not sure you can move in breakout room on your own. Okay.
For me, the chat's disabled, just so you know.
Oh, it's just, oh, okay. So
I don't know if other people.
Let me, oh, I see. I'm sorry.
Aha, there we go.
Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, I did. Okay, now the chat should be enabled for everyone. Okay. So
should we allow the participants to unmute themselves?
I believe I did that. So can
I'll do it again then.
Okay.
I had the option.
Okay. So, okay, guys. So first of all, can some of you, I don't mean faculty, but I mean students, can you try and type something in the chat window so that we can see that it works? Yes, I see people using that, so it works. Okay, don't be shy. So you can talk to each other. You can, as I said, you can write something to all of us, or you can write privately to the professor you like best or to your friends. And if you have any questions, well, feel free to ask them. So yeah, by the way, Kevin, I should say that your speech was really amazing. So I'm very happy that I did not choose to do the speech myself and ask you to do that instead. So you did a much better job.
Thank you.
Okay. So maybe some of our faculty would like to say a couple of words to the graduates. So Chris, Moira, you want to add something?
Well, I just congratulate them all. I mean, it's a tough thing. Mathematics is a hard thing, and it's worthwhile doing, I think. Certainly, I've chosen to do it, and all the other faculty members have chosen to do it. We've been very happy to have everyone as a student. Well, actually, I've been on sabbatical this year, so I haven't had you recently. But if I had you in a previous year, I'm very happy to have you all. And congratulations. It's really something that's hard and worthwhile doing, and I hope you're proud of yourself. I know your parents are. So good luck to you.
Yeah, I think we're all really proud of all of you. We know how much work it is, and even finish up with this addition, the spice of the coronavirus was really quite something. And I really like to see the faces and imagining that you're going, and as Sasha Kirillov said, do come back. It's like we just let you go, but we are always happy when you hear from you. How was your life? How was your life? So our email is always the same. You can always contact through that way. And anyway, congratulations.
Yeah, so Scott, do you have something to add? You already talked a lot in this ceremony, but.
Yeah, I feel like I already said, a lot. So anyway, but congratulations to everyone.
Okay.
And
this is my professor.
Wow.
Thank you, Stefan. Congratulations to you. Yeah, and thanks to everyone who sent in the little videos. I thought they were nice. Yeah.
Okay. Any of the graduates want to say a couple of last words? So we heard a lot from faculty, but it would be nice to hear something from students as well. So that it need not be a long speech, just whatever you want to add.
Random. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I'd like to say that I think the faculty did a great job, despite everything. And I'd just like to thank everybody in the whole department. You guys are great.
All right. So, okay. So let me see if there is someone else who would like to add something. So maybe, what about our PhD students? Marlon, who else is here? Dahia. So you guys want to add something?
Yeah, thanks very much for organizing a lovely ceremony given the present circumstances, and congratulations to everybody. And it's nice to have reached the end point, and hopefully we'll be able to move on with some forward progress, even though we're online for the moment. So thanks to all the professors and for everybody for coming.
Okay, so I think we should wrap it up soon. So as I said, we do plan to have a proper graduation ceremony in December. So if you are able, of course, we'll send email to everyone about that. So if you are able to come back in December, we would very much like to meet you in person. Well, not meet, but rather give you the diploma in person, and then really invite you to have some refreshment and chat over, a cup of tea rather than over our laptops. But I understand, of course, that not everyone will be able to make it. So that's the reason we had to do this strange event, which I should say worked out better than I was scared. When you're doing some event like that with live streaming and with 100 attendance, a lot of things can go wrong, as you might probably have seen in some of the classes you either run or attend. So this time we did have a couple of hiccups, but nothing major, thank God. And the last thing I want to say, I want to thank, of course, all of our professors, but I also want to thank most of all Scott Sutherland, who was putting together this great video and was reading most of the names, and he did a great job with that. So can I suggest we do a round of applause for Scott? And I also wanted to thank all of our staff. So Diane, Lynn, Christine, Pat, so all of you. So as you know, they are doing a lot behind the scenes. You might not see them in the classroom, but the department, and in particular your graduation ceremony, would not be able to happen without them. And so can I have a round of applause for our staff? And yes, congratulations again. Whatever we can say about this year, it certainly was a strange one, but you made it. So we all made it. And good luck in your future career, whatever it is. Come back, visit us. I'm serious about that. Thank you, guys. Okay, and we are ending the ceremony. Bye.